All right, welcome back. This week's episode of Real Hawk. Here with Luke France, Evan Clark.
How you doing?
Let's get into it. So last week ago today, Gordon Hayward suffered a gruesome injury. He went down. Celtics aren't going to look the same this year. Expectations possibly diminished. Luke, what you got with that?
No, it was heartbreaking when he went down. I actually felt sick to my stomach watching
it. Was
it.
Gross.
Like, not just because of the injury, but I just saw the whole Celtics season flash before my eyes. But everybody's forgetting we have Tatum, who's like insane. Kyrie Irving, Kyrie Irving, and we're gonna be fine. I think. It just Hayward, it just hurts.
Big loss, yeah. Well, yeah, it's nice to see that the league's rallying behind him, giving him nice tweets. Besides this one, I'm pulling off from Skip Bayless, quoting, "If Gordon Hayward is gone, maybe for the season, LeBron's path to losing a sixth final gets even easier." DeMar DeRozan with thoughts on that, saying, "You're a clown for that tweet after a man gets hurt with a potential career-ending injury. Beep, bigger than that."
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, it was really.
Bum.
I wasn't even watching the game live. I was watching the baseball game, and I just got flooded with texts about Hayward breaking his leg. I went up and watched it. It was disgusting.
Yeah, it was sad. Sad
Gross.
stuff.
Yeah, so some more support tweets. You got support all around the country. Paul George, God bless you, bro. At Gordon Hayward. Help him through this, God. Even J.J. Watt. Can't even put into words, Gordon Hayward, feeling for you, man. Absolutely gut-wrenching. Just like everyone was watching. Everyone feels for him. Like, even if you didn't like him, even if you don't like the Celtics, you don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah, you got to feel for the man.
Yeah. No, I know.
Hopefully he comes back. He'll be good. And the final diagnosis was fractured tibia, dislocated ankle.
Everything
Ankle, just done. No, he's doing good though. I heard surgery went good and everything.
Yeah.
Next season.
I pray for him. Keep him in your thoughts. We're gonna go now to the Patriots game Sunday night. Huge win. Super Bowl 51 rematch. 23-7. Defense looked really good. Evan, what'd you think about it?
I think it was a statement game. Everyone think that the Super Bowl win last year was a hoax, and it was good to see Tom Brady and his crew come out today and just capitalize and just show them that we were meant to be there.
Luke?
No, it was just a hard-fought game all game with the fog and everything. Goodell's going to have an issue with that somehow that we did it, but no, it was just a good game.
Do you hear what Julio said?
No.
About it? They interviewed him after the game, and he said, he was like, they score a touchdown, they score points, and they set off fireworks, and the fog settles down. And how do they expect us to throw deep passes and stuff like that?
Well, maybe they should stop letting up all the touchdowns and the fog won't go off, huh?
That's what I thought.
They freaking blew that game.
Defense looked much better.
Much better. I have to agree.
No Stephon Gilmore still.
Besides Malcolm Butler's little incident with Julio Jones at the end where he got little Boyd and mossed, I think that defense did amazing.
Defense looked really good.
Even without Gilmore, we just came out and just showed that we were supposed to be there again.
Yeah, it all started up front with the D-line, Freeman, one of the best running backs in the game. They held him. He had a good game, but they held him, and he could have went off.
I think Butler, for the most part, he played really good, except for that last play. Which it wasn't you can't really do it because he's small, but he played. He made a huge stop on Julio in the end zone on 3rd and goal. And then on 4th and goal, they tried to do a jet sweep, and he got stuffed by Van Noy.
Yeah.
But, Butler, the whole game, he was breaking up passes. He was covering Julio pretty well.
No, it's good to see the Falcons lose again, last year, it got scary at the Super Bowl for a while, but obviously we won, if you couldn't tell by all the Barstool flags and everything. And good to beat them earlier this year because, just take the fans out of it right away.
It also shows, the Falcons – I came into the season thinking, the Falcons are going to be so upset. They're going to, come back with a vengeance, and they're just going to, tear up the league. And it showed, the Super Bowl had a serious effect on them. They still haven't gotten over it.
Yeah, well, they're not going to get over it either.
As long as Tom Brady's
they're not going to get the win either.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Brady's just going to go off.
All right, moving into what I think is a good thing. What do you think the best team in the NFL should be? We see the Steelers beat the Chiefs a little while ago, mixing it up a little bit. What do you guys think are your best teams?
The Eagles look really good.
Mm-hmm.
They are for real. Carson Wentz He's got to be in the MVP conversation. Their defense really stepped up from last year. Kansas City's been on a 2-game skid.
All right,
They're pretty good though, but
Can we just say the Rams 33-0 last week? They're 5-2. Who would have ever thought the Rams
Against
would be 5-2?
Arizona with Carson Palmer going
Yeah,
out.
Palmer went down, but cares.
the Rams look good. I don't know if they're for real.
Gurley going off.
Gurley
in that
Gurley
game.
went off.
Gurley going off
And
in
then
that game.
Zeke won last ride last week.
He went off.
He was not needed in that San Francisco game, winning 40-10.
10,
Yeah,
something like
40
that.
to 10.
Helped my fantasy team 40 points.
I think those San Francisco 49ers should go back to college football. Get a better look down there.
How about the
Horrible.
Browns-Titans game? That was
was-
12-9.
I'd rather watch paint dry than watch that game. You know, I was watching Red Zone all day.
Yeah.
They kept cutting to that game. Scott Hansen, love him, but they kept cutting to that game. It was like watching paint dry. Field goals all day. I didn't even watch the ending. It was so boring.
You almost
teams
feel
going
bad
at
for
it.
the Browns.
Oh, I do.
Like, they get close, and then they just...
The poor fans
They
there.
end it,
Like,
yeah.
if
Can't
you,
capitalize.
I looked like they were showing camera angles of like the top like nosebleeds and everything. There were like 2 people there. Like
Yeah.
they're not selling tickets.
Yeah. The other thing with the 49ers, they're 0-7. They could easily be 5-2. They lost five of their losses
Very close games.
have been like within the last 3 minutes.
Yep. No, I know.
A field goal, 3 or less points.
Yeah.
Like every game except for that game, I think there was one other, or they were out of it. But like the Thursday night Rams game was actually a pretty good game, even though you wouldn't expect it to. It was early in the season. Even last week, they've been contending. They could easily be 5-2, but they're 0-7.
What are your thoughts on the performance of Hudley, or however, I don't even know how to pronounce it, the new Green Bay quarterback?
Oh, Brett Hundley. He looked pretty good,
He did.
except for that last pass. He got picked off, but I looked at one play. He like ran in.
His rushing touchdown was sick.
That was sweet.
Bodied somebody.
All right, let's switch gears to college football. I get Cam involved. Cam's a big college football guy. Cam, what was a big game you saw this weekend?
Thanks, Derek. Biggest game I saw this weekend probably had to be the Penn State-Michigan game. I mean, Penn State handled them pretty well, and just going into Ohio State next weekend, I'm pretty sure they're going to tear through them as well. So, Penn State's going to roll.
Evan, you like the Penn State?
Yeah, just to add on that, Penn State having their whiteout game this season, over 100,000 fans in attendance at the game. Huge atmosphere, all
College
wearing
game
white,
day there.
all supporting
Yeah.
Penn State. Everyone there for the love of football. And Penn State's quarterback finishing with 282 yards passing, 76 rushing yards, and Saquon Barkley rushing for 108 yards.
He's a beast.
and had a 53-yard through the air
Yeah,
and 3 touchdowns of his own.
He
it's
is
good to
a
see Penn
beast.
State back on the map after everything that they went through, you know?
Yeah, after everything back away win.
Luke, what'd you say this week, college football?
Well, you got to go for the hometown team. I saw BC 30-piece Virginia, like, on the road. That's their second
Not
straight
expected.
win. No.
Louisville win, giving them some confidence.
I'm just going to say their freshman quarterback, jeez, I forget his name. I don't even know, but
I
he
don't
just
know.
went off. Last week it was all about A.J. Dillon, just under 300 yards rushing, insane. 4 touchdowns. No, BC, they're
He's a
going to
grown man.
It might be a last-minute effort this season with the tough losses at the beginning of the year, but we got Florida State on Friday. They're just going to keep rolling. They're the
Yeah,
future,
adding
future of
on
the
to
ACC.
Florida State playing the worst football.
they're
it's
awful.
played
They're
in
awful.
a
They're not
They
gonna make a
also-
bowl.
They also lost
The
their
last 5
quarterback, too.
games, they have to win 4 of the next 5. They're not going to do it.
No
They're
way,
not
not
gonna
with
make a bowl.
BC.
All right,
Red
so-
bandana game.
So the
The-
Penn
wait,
State game.
Let me add
Go for it,
on to the Florida State. Their quarterback weighing 165 pounds on Florida State.
Twig.
That's fresh meat.
They have a Pop Warner quarterback
Fresh
out
meat.
there throwing to these men of receivers.
That's the Penn State game. I expected Penn State to win. I didn't expect them to blow out Michigan. Michigan has pretty good defense. They just absolutely annihilated them. Another thing I was surprised with, USC got shunned by Notre Dame.
Annihilated.
Awful. Sam Darnold came into the season. Everyone was looking at him. He's supposed to be like number 1 overall pick. He's supposed to be this great. He's the Heisman front runner at the beginning of the season. He looked awful. I think he has a turnover in every single game. I think he announced yesterday, the school announced yesterday he's unlikely to leave for the draft now. because his draft stock's just diminished.
Just because of all the turnovers he's having.
Yeah.
Seeing the ESPN, I think it was 30 for 30 on him about how him growing up and like his family and stuff like that. He says it himself. His biggest problem that he has is just turning the ball over. He just can't hold on to it.
Yeah, he doesn't look that great. So he was a Heisman front runner.
Kind of going back in the race.
Who do we have for our Heisman front runners? Evan, who do you got?
I have to say Saquon Barkley. This man is a
Absolutely.
baller. This man is a baller, doing everything he can. Early in the season, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, but Saquon Barkley, midway through the season, is really just coming through and just proving to everyone that watches college football that he's the main guy to watch.
Luke, who do you got?
You still got to go with Baker Mayfield. He's just going off this year. He's a good quarterback, you know.
Cam, you want to jump in? Who do you got?
I mean, Saquon Barkley is the obvious choice, but the Stanford running back.
I was going to say him, Bryce Love.
Bryce Love,
Yep.
he's not getting enough credit. I know Stanford kind of have a down year. I mean, they're not the best program, but he's putting up numbers similar to Barkley. I know it's not against the same competition.
Yep.
The Pac-12 kind of weak this year, but I mean, you got to give recognition to that guy.
Yeah, I was going to say Bryce Love. I think Saquon Barkley is the front runner. I want him to win. I think he'll win, but Bryce Love is making this a tough race for him.
Can I just say something before we get off the college football topic? There was a D3 game in college earlier this week. It was Montana State Northern versus Montana Tech, and Montana Tech got the win 93-19. That's insane.
Montana Tech having over 900 yards of total offense. Literally putting traffic cones on the defense could have been a better
This is how the
prevention.
quarters were broken down. Montana Tech took a 35-0 lead in the first. Then they scored 31 more in the second half, while Montana State Northern still had 0. Then Montana MSU, they started getting it going in the third with 13, but Montana Tech still had 14, and then 13 points for Montana Tech in the fourth quarter. It was just insane.
That's just
nuts.
pitiful.
Give up
That's
if you're
crazy.
MSU.
93-19. That's just, I don't know how
Just
that
give
was
up.
even a conference, how that was even a game, to be honest with you.
Cam, you see that game?
I don't think anyone saw
No, unfortunately, I do not have the channel that those two played on.
I didn't see
Local
that game either.
Montana.
But I
channel.
did see the score, yeah.
It was on ESPN, like after the fact.
Yeah.
Like the highlights were
It's a total offense.
was not on national
Yeah, it
TV.
was-
Come on. All right. We're going to go to our football team, the Hawks. Tough L to AB this past week, 35-28. Really good game. Hawks have looked, they played in a couple tight games this year. Won a couple, lost a couple. Take it away, you guys.
I think going into that game, we just mentally weren't ready for what was going to happen. We came in kind of thinking that, we were the better team and that's how it should be and didn't really need to prove ourselves. But we came out strong. First possession, went down, marched for a touchdown. Kyle caught a good ball, probably 30, 40 yards out. Then after that, just really downhill. The penalties killing us. Defense not sticking to the blocks. Linebackers not filling the holes. And D-backs not knocking down passes. So,
Luke?
And that was a tough game, tough loss. We just got to move on. We got North Andover this Friday, playoff game. They're the 2 seed. We're the 7th seed. We're looking for a big win. Keep it going in the playoffs.
You guys have played a few really good teams and played them tight too. So this team, I think you guys can contend with them. And I heard they have one of their top players injured, not going to play in the game. I think that gives you a really good chance.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
this team losing to Billerica earlier in the season, 21-7.
Right. You guys stayed with Bill Rickett too.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, we're going to go improv here. Anybody see anything on social media or just anything out of the ordinary this week?
Ooh.
No, just
I'll
obviously.
tell you what I saw. All right? I've
right.
been wanting to bring this up. So Barstool was able to get a late-night show on ESPN, 1 a.m. on Tuesdays.
Nice little
It's
partnership
called
going.
Barstool Van Talk. I watched it. Got a couple good laughs out of it. Yesterday, ESPN announces that they are canceling Barstool Van Talk because one of their workers, Sam Ponder, is said she was like offended by Barstool as a whole, and she's like, "Oh, how are we gonna be able to have Barstool on our channel and stuff?" So I saw that yesterday. Big Cat tweeted it. I was pretty sad. I was pretty shocked, too. Cam, you're a Big Cat Barstool guy. What was your reaction to that?
I mean, I've been saying it for about a year now. 10 years from now, Barstool is going to be as big as ESPN, maybe even less than that. And I thought this was going to be the first step for them to become, like, a real show. I mean, like, and, like, have more people than just, like, the people see them on Twitter and stuff like that. But, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate. I mean, I thought they did a great job. It was good content, got a few laughs, but it was just sad to see it end so soon.
Yeah, I know. One episode.
Barstool, I feel like Barstool is like catering to their own audience that just maybe wasn't right for SportsCenter.
Right.
And now in the life that we live today, in the world we live in today, people get offended. But, I mean, everyone's subject to their own opinion. I mean, that's cool with them. But I think it could have stayed, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's 1 a.m. Like, if you don't want to watch
Yeah,
it, go
exactly.
to bed. Go to bed. Tuesday. Come on.
All right, we're almost out of time. We're going to end this episode as we end every episode with some callers. Who do we got first, Luke?
We got Lave from Lancaster.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Hey, Leif, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you for calling.
So I just have one question. I mean, I'm a huge Baylor University fan, and I'm just wondering if you guys think they'll be able to get one win this season.
I didn't know that they didn't have a win.
Currently sit 0-7. A lot of close games. I mean, they blew a 2-point conversion sent to overtime this weekend.
That's rough, huh? Baylor.
Yeah,
What do you guys think going down the road for the Bears?
honestly,
I'd have to look up their schedule.
honestly, if I gotta tell you,
I'd
if
have
I
to
gotta
look it
tell
up.
you what I think, I gotta tell you, I think I don't care.
I really can't. Going into more league play now, playing Texas, maybe at the Kansas game. Kansas is that, and that's it for the rest of their games. Losing to bad losses like Liberty, UTSA, Duke.
Well,
and
they did just go through
What
that
happened to
scandal, right?
Baylor?
They had that scandal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bunch of kids transferred out. I mean, they have a few good kids coming in the next couple of years. I mean, they'll be back on top soon.
You know, I almost forgot. I didn't bring up LSU this episode, so
All right,
huge win.
next caller.
LSU, Ole Miss, warming up for Alabama.
Ole
They're
Miss
going
is
to go
terrible.
in
It's
to
not a win.
Alabama.
It's not a
We'll see you
statement
next
win.
episode.
They
when
not a statement
we
win.
talk about
Auburn was a statement
LSU.
win. Auburn was a statement win. But you know what's going to be a huge statement win?
What?
Going to Alabama next week. Beat them. Beat them up.
I can't see anyone beating.
There's no
Alabama.
way. All right, we got
got
another
next?
caller. We got Mike from. I gotta read it. Chicopee.
Yeah, hi guys.
How you doing, Mike?
Do you think that the loss of Carson Palmer is going to affect the Arizona Cardinals?
Yeah, I'll take this question.
Go for it.
Just watching the Larry Fitzgerald press conference after the game,
Yeah, he looked down.
him looking like he saw a ghost. Through his eyes, you could see their season is over. I don't think anything good can ever come out of this. The backup play, it wasn't anything at all. And I think it's just all down here right now.
Yeah, I just want to pick up on that. You know, they lost David Johnson earlier in the year. It's hard to recover from that, but now they lose their quarterback, who's a good player, you know. But if anybody has to go off, it has to be AP, Adrian Peterson, you know.
Yep.
The script is written. If he wants to be put back on the map, you know, just put the team on your back right now.
carry the torch.
All right, we got one more caller. We got David from West Roxbury. David, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Great.
Great show, by the way.
Thank you.
Quick question. We're about midway through the college season right now. Probably, I don't know, we're about 7 to 8 games into it. What are we looking at for our top 4 for the playoff? Also, do you think that 4 teams are enough for a playoff right now? Do you think that they should be increased? So it's a 2-part question.
All right,
think-
so
yeah, you wanna
I'll go
start
with the second part, the 4-team format. I think they just started it 4 years ago. I think it's baby steps.
Yeah, I think the 4 teams, good amount. You know, you don't want to have too many games, and then
I think if you have too many good teams in the same tournament,
Right.
they're not going to get a bowl like they should be, and some of these lesser teams maybe will get a bowl
Yeah.
that they really don't deserve.
All right, second part of the question, I'm going to go, I think Penn State will be the 1 seed when it's all said and done. Alabama will probably end up in there, even though with the loss to LSU, they might still end up in there. I don't even know. Who else?
Mine.
Georgia's looking good, but
Georgia,
seeing how the
Georgia,
SEC
right,
is,
Georgia.
Georgia and Alabama, I don't think
Who else?
can be in
TCU.
it.
TCU's undefeated, I think. I think they're
Yep.
ranked 4th, 5th.
7-0.
Well, there's not
TCU
going to be right now. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 undefeated teams right now, and they're not all going to stay undefeated. I think it's going to go Bama, Penn State, how it is now. Then I think Wisconsin's going to slip down to number 3, and then I got to go Clemson, number 4.
I think you got to get
They're
TCU
going to get
in
the.
there.
I think Clemson's going to get the benefit of the doubt winning it all last year.
TCU, I think the first playoff, they were the 4th seed at the end of the season, and the committee didn't put them in. That was a big deal. So I think this year you have to put them in.
Yeah.
They're undefeated. They've been playing good. Let's give them a shot.
I think for my playoff, I'm going to put Alabama definitely at the 1. Can't see
No
them
way.
losing even to Derek's LSU
No
team.
way.
Penn State number 2, TCU number 4, and then number 3, I'm going to pick a wild card. I'm going to go Miami. Miami's looking good.
Miami is looking good. I wanted.
I'm just going to put it there. Miami's looking good, showing no signs of weakness early, midway
got
through the
this
season. 6-0, boy.
All right, that's all the time we got this week. Thanks for joining us. Catch us next time on Real Hawk. Caw-caw.